Hi everyone, my name is Morgan Thomas, and today I'll be discussing the effects of traumatic experiences. 9/11, Hurricane Ida, the COVID-19 outbreak, and mass shootings are some of the most traumatic events that Americans have experienced. In this speech, we will discuss the effects of traumatic experiences on people's psychological well-being. Statistics show that every individual has encountered at least one traumatic event in their life. Understanding how to cope with a traumatic event is instrumental in empowering people to attain positive life outcomes. The main topics that we will cover include defining traumatic events and providing examples, highlighting the psychological effects of traumatic events, and how people can cope. So you may ask, what is a traumatic event? These are typically events that alter the way an individual thinks, feels, or experiences the rest of their life. Such events typically entail an individual directly experiencing or witnessing someone else being physically harmed, injured, or killed. COVID-19, near-death experiences such as surviving mass shootings, experiencing physical or sexual violence, losing someone to suicide, surviving a natural disaster, and watching someone being killed are some of the most common traumatic events that most Americans have experienced. Traumatic events can alter how an individual perceives themselves, interacts with people, and the world. Traumatic events typically affect how people process information, since it affects the nervous system, and can therefore affect the person's mood, evoke feelings of security or insecurity, or even cause them to have temporary amnesia where they block everything from reliving the traumatic event. Depression, anxiety, and suicide are the primary mental health disorders that come from traumatic experiences. For instance, when an individual survives a car crash that killed their entire family, they will have feelings of guilt based on the fact that they survived and everyone else passed away. And they may develop suicide ideation as a negative consequence as the event. Now, here are some ways you can cope with traumatic events. Having access to the right psychological support is very instrumental in having a positive coping strategy. Individual and group therapy will provide individuals with the right coping tools, skills, and in extreme cases, pharmacological interventions can be used as well. Beyond professional support services, the right support from friends and family will also be instrumental in helping survivors of traumatic events feel supported. Just having social support from individuals makes the survivor have a sense of security and prevents them from feeling isolated. In closing, traumatic events are negative experiences that alter self-perception and how individuals engage with the world. Examples of traumatic experiences can include COVID-19, mass shootings, and surviving accidents. When people don't have the right support, they can develop negative mental health outcomes such as depression or suicide or anxiety. Professional and social support has been established to be effective mechanisms of support.